the no smacking law thing.
Yeah,
And I remember that time because I thought, man, what are we gonna do now? Because as for me being a Samoan, growing up, that's all I knew. That's all I knew about discipline. Like if I did something wrong, I'm gonna get a smack. I'm gonna get a hiding. But that's all I knew.
Yeah.
But then that's what I thought about.
Mm.
And I think with the fighting thing, I know it's not like you guys are gonna fight to solve your problems, but it's the act of doing something really hard. Because I think any combat sports is a really hard thing, physically and even mentally.
Yeah.
And if you can overcome these fears of jumping in the ring with someone, and you finish that, then I think you've fought against a lot of things that can happen in normal life. It makes your mind stronger, eh?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And that's that idea of building resilience out of learning such a martial arts. That's proven. Like a lot of people have come out saying, if you learn this martial arts, all these really positive outcomes will follow. And Richie Hardcore talks about it as well, how it saved his life, and a lot of people have come forward and saying the same thing. With us, we really wanted to be intentional. So, we just didn't want them to come to a gym and hope those qualities fall out. We wanted to say, hey, we got you as a captured audience. Yes, you're learning some really important, skills in regards to kickboxing and Muay Thai. However, while we got you here, let's reflect on what you've learned. Let's really hammer it home. So, our formula that we have for our sessions is, in the beginning, we have a brotherhood check-in. So, we circle up, do a prayer, and then check in with everyone. And the question is, out of 5, how do you feel today? 1 not being too great, 5 being great. And that's our chicken circle. So we always start with that. And we wanted to build in 2 things. We wanted to build in us checking in on each other, making that an everyday occurrence, a normal behavior when you leave our class, to check in, like even at the dinner table with your family. Doesn't need to be 1 to 5. It can just be a simple, how you doing today? So we wanted to build that in concrete into our young people. And secondly, we wanted them to build in their practice, and then secondly, just as a soft check-in for us, because these young people are coming in, we want to know how they're doing. So we get them in at the end of the week on a Friday, and we really want to just to check in. We want to know how our young people are doing. So for us to know how they're coping with life that week, it's a really good pointer for us as well. And so we wanted to build that into them. And then when we learn the actual art, we wanted them to really learn the discipline part of it. Like, it's not easy, and you're gonna have to work for it. And we wanted to build that in as well. The idea of resilience, the idea of bouncing back, the idea of learning from the mistakes and growing and developing, those sort of things. We wanted to build that in, and we're still kind of chopping and changing and molding things how they look, but I think the boys are really buying into it. And I think the popularity at UFC's kind of just knocked it out of the park, these guys actually learned UFC moves off UFC 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 on Xbox and PlayStation. They even know moves, a lot of them have done a lot of training and stuff. So we wanted to build that into them safely. And I do agree, when the anti-smacking bill came in, I think it swung the pendulum too far, and we couldn't touch our young people. We couldn't discipline them in a way that we thought was healthy. And I understand why. Yeah, I understand why. There were some, real media, heavy results of people assaulting their children. So our country's response to that, let's not smack our kids at all. But then,
because the way I saw it was you're throwing the baby away with the bathwater, sort of thing.
Exactly.
I think island families know how to do it better than probably anyone else.
Yeah.
So we get slapped with that law. There's not all of us. There's some. I think there's a small part of society that goes the wrong way.
Yeah, and that's exactly what happened. They went
because there's deaths.
Yeah, there's deaths. So they swung the pendulum too far, and then we lost those opportunities to teach our young people about life in general. And so there was research done, and Nick Tuitasi, he's a really big supporter of discipline in situations. And so what he talked about was there was a research out of America They said that there was, we can still discipline our young people, but within a supportive environment. And when you bring up our Pacific people, that's how it always happened. That line that came forward was like, but I still love you. But I still love you. But I love you. And so what he's talking about is like, we can do that. We can discipline our young people, but we have to support them, because the pain and punishment, if you didn't support them and realizing why, it just becomes a lot of hatred and a lot of, animosity towards people who've done that to them. But if you support them with a supportive environment, explain to them the lessons of why that happened, you get a lot better result. And so, but that's still illegal now. So, you can't not even do that. But, I identified with what he was saying. There are situations and ways to do it in a positive way, which I think our majority of our Polynesian people were.
So the kids are just coming through and just learning the skills and learning life skills from the Muay Thai and that.
Yeah. So we have the Muay Thai going on, and then we have some guest speakers come in and speak life into the young people as well. We've had a bunch of people. Any
kids take it seriously and move on?
So we've
carry on.
We were lucky enough to start a collaboration with the Shinobi Academy. So in our hub now, we have a fully fledged Muay Thai, MMA gym running. So they run their classes from Monday to Thursday. So we transition the boys who want to go from our Maka leadership into their classroom. So we've got 3 at the moment in the serious classes. So they train every day.
Right.
So we're hoping that's the end result, is that they go on to some competitive fighting.
Yeah.
Best case scenario, off to the UFC. So we're slowly moving. We've got 3 at the moment, so hopefully get a bit more, few more through. And we're just lucky we got Janis from City Kickboxing. We just met him off the cuff, and he's awesome with young people. He's Westy Hard, Waitakere College. Yeah. Young, I think he's 24. Has a real passion for the hood, real passion for young people. So just a real big blessing to have him in the house. And he's awesome. My daughter goes to his children's. He runs children's classes as well.
Oh, gee.
Just really, man, if you can control my daughter, you're great. You're great. You're that man. So, just really grateful to have good people like him, Billy and Ahmed come through and create a space for our young people to come in further. And being from the area, it's always a blessing too when you got someone he's down for the hood.
Good thing what you guys have created with the Maka leadership, of the kids too. Like, you get kids that are going to move on to competitive, or you can get kids that move up to become part of the organization and become the next, the next people taking the kids. Growing into that. But has that been an opportunity for some?
Yeah.
As well?
Definitely. Like, it was always important, like, because when we're gone, the dream doesn't lie with us. The dream is bigger than us. And then, like you said, we've got 2 youth leaders, so they take Friday nights. So they've got a lesson plan, they follow that. Any changes, they do that as well. So so they can take the reins. We just got to have an adult there. So whatever they do on Friday, it's whatever they do on Friday, and they've got our framework to work from. And so they're really, man, those dudes have grown significantly. They have confidence. So I went to sparring the other week, and then one of the other boys, like, it was his first sparring class. Honestly, he boxed me out of the town, man. Like, I was like, this guy, oh, man, he taught too well, mate. He taught too well, so he really did well. So, man, like, to see that growth in him in regards to the martial arts, and the rest of him and the other brother in regards to their confidence and speaking. So one of our sessions is about confident speaking, and it was built on the idea that, like, a young person that goes to court sits in front of a judge and bows his head, doesn't say nothing. Not because he can't, but because he doesn't feel he can, or doesn't feel confident he can. So if we can get our young person to speak confidently in spaces where they otherwise wouldn't, then we could see a lot more changes happening in their life if they are able to speak out to their need, rather than other people making decisions for them. So we were really heavy on that, because we wanted our young people to know the power of oratory and know they can do that for themselves as well. So that's built into one of our lessons. Yeah.
And that's pretty important too, especially living in New Zealand in this Western society, because you have to have the gift of the gab sometimes there, because it's a dog world out there. You need to know how to. It's good that you get these kids to be confident to speak
Yeah.
Because that's like a cultural thing as well. How we don't make eye contact.
Yeah,
You know, because it's like an elder thing. You don't want to disrespect the elders, so we don't do it. But to the Barangis, they think it's a sign of weakness. Hey, this guy is like, but it's not. To us, so
not even a sign of weakness, like a sign of like guilt. Oh, this guy must have done that. He doesn't want to make eye contact. Yeah, lock him up. You know, that's the case. You know. And so, like, teaching them those sort of things to like speak to their need, we hope it can change, because, you know, like a lot of people, like, I mean, a lot of me, when I see people talking too much, I think, this guy's an eats dude. But, you know, not having that attitude towards other people as well, like, you know, I respect his words, and then he'll respect mine, and hopefully to instill those sort of qualities in our young men. I know we know that, like, a lot of the times they go through one ear out the other end, but I mean, it's like a toolbox, like they don't know when they're going to use it, and if we don't say anything or don't give them that tool in the first place, they won't have it at the ready when they need to. So sometimes they might not use it, but if they have some knowledge in their toolbox, it's better than not. Yeah.